Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the DEEBOT X12 OmniCyclone, and this is an upgraded version of the X11 that we reviewed last year. We saw this robot at CES 2026, and we were so excited to be able to get it on our channel for review. We're going to do several things. We're going to go over the specs, we're going to see it in action, and we're going to put it through an obstacle course, a poop test to make sure that it doesn't get messed up with poop. We're also going to look at cords, we're going to look at cups, we're going to look at just general stuff that you may have on the floor and see how well the robot does around it. We're also going to have it go through and pick up some, say, cereal, dog food, as well as some blah, blah, blah. Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the DEEBOT X12 OmniCyclone, and this is an upgraded version of the X11 that we reviewed on the channel. This is a fantastic robot that we saw at CES 2026, and we're really excited about all the upgrades, and we're happy to get it here on the channel. We're talking about a robot that we're going to put through several tests. First of all, we're going to put it through an obstacle course that has dog poop, many areas of it, 3D printed, so everything is safe. And we're also going to be doing cords. There's going to be cereal on the floor. We're going to put it through a navigation and see how well it does picking up and navigating and avoiding some of these things that are going to be in your home. Let's face it, you don't want to clean after or before your robot cleans. You want to let the robot clean and avoid all these things. So let's go ahead and check out the specs, and then we'll see it in action. Now, the DEEBOT X12 is packed with features. We're talking about 22,000 PAs of power. Basically, this refers to the suction power, and that means that it's going to have enough suction to clean your carpets, to clean the little cracks that you have on the floor, tile or wood. You don't have to have a problem. It also has focus jet technology, which sprays water, or not so much water, it's cleaning solution, heavy-duty solution to remove stubborn stains, just like you would if you were going to clean something, how you may pre-treat it before you clean it down. It also has a upgraded roller, Osmo Roller 3.0, which does a couple things. First of all, it raises itself off the floor if it's going to go on your carpet, almost a little bit over ½ inch. It also has a shield that protects the actual roller when it lifts it up from, let's say, depositing any moisture on your carpet. And then it also has True Edge, which extends the actual roller out so that it gets close to your baseboard. So you know how you have your wood and you may have a round on the side right there? Well, when you have that area, it's going to extend itself to touch that, to get really close, so you don't have to worry about cleaning those corners. It has ZeroTangle technology, which means that it has the ability to not tangle when you have dogs or cats that have long hair. We never have to clean them. If you ever took out a roller and it's full of hair and you're trying to clean it off, you don't have to do that with this one. It has power boost charging, which means that as it goes back to the charging station to clean itself during a cycle, when it's in there and in 3 minutes, it's going to charge itself 3%. This is great for very large homes because as it goes back to clean itself, it's actually boosting its battery power to get you further. In addition to that, you have 48 days of operation with this boy. So it has a very large bagless reservoir for dirt or dust, and you could empty that out by pushing a button. In addition to that, you basically have, again, this technology that allows it, as you're driving and going through the home, it avoids all the things that we're talking about. We're talking about not having to worry about picking up cords, picking up poop. Oh, well, poop is by accident. You want to pick up the poop. Oh, but you get what I mean. It also does something that's really cool, which it cleans itself with hot water. It dries itself, so your actually rollers always look new. When you see our roller, it will look like we just took it out of the box and we've been running it for quite some time. Let's get right to it. The design language for the X12 is very similar to the X11. And what we'll do is, as we're going through the different features of the docking station as well as the robot, we'll highlight some of the differences that you'll find. First of all, what you'll see is that we have a clean water tank, and you can see that this is a massive water tank. You have a dirty water tank here on the side, right? Also very large in size. You then have on the side here a compartment that houses a couple things. It has 2 cleaning solutions, and I like that they're not proprietary cartridges, but that there's things that you can remove. You have a cleaning solution cartridge that you see right here. You can see how I have some cleaning solution in it. And ECOVACS does provide them. And then you have a heavy-duty detergent right here. Now, the difference between the two is the robot itself is going to be dosed with this, and it's going to have both the heavy-duty and then the actual standard cleaning. It will dose itself as it's cleaning the floor, and it will use the appropriate detergent side as it's cleaning based on the AI seeing how stubborn the stain is. One of the things that sets this robot apart is that it's not just about moisturizing and having
cleaning solution in the water for the roller, but the actual robot will spray out cleaning solution to soften the stains that it needs to clean. And so these come into place as it's using that as well. Now, another feature that exists in this robot compared to the X11 is the fact that this is a bagless system. So when you look at this container here, there is no bag to it. It actually has all of the debris comes out through this area, but they did add this right here. What happened with the previous version, when you would remove the actual debris that was inside of what would be considered the bag area, you'd have to stick your hand in here to get it out. This little slider allows you to slide down and push the material out, which makes it really easy. Hands-free, you don't have to touch it. Now the robot has changed. There's been a lot of changes to it. First of all, this is a removable cover. Underneath the cover, you have your Wi-Fi, QR code, and you have your settings and power switch. We're gonna flip this upside down so you can see what's going on right here. The most notable change you're going to see is that this roller is much larger. The previous version was a little bit shorter. This comes out even further. And then the other thing that this one has, and it's kind of hidden right here, but when you're going over carpet, the actual roller isn't just, I would say, raised so that it's not touching the carpet, but there's a shield that comes over it, and that will basically prevent any kind of moisture from touching your carpet. I like the fact that it has that shielding capability. What you then also have is a tangle-free roller here. We have pets. We have 3 Pomeranians that walk around the house. And what this will do is you will not have to take out any kind of scissors or knife to cut the strands of hair that may be caught in here. It's something that is tangle-free, and you'll never have to worry about it. I actually never touch this area for the robots that we have cleaning the house because, again, it's so worry-free. Now, this robot also has the ability to climb, and it can climb, I would say, I would put it into the terms of obstacle. If you notice how high this goes up, this wheel is about 2 inches. You see how high it raises itself? So as it's going over thresholds, I have family members that have homes that had add-ons to it where the kitchen and the living room are not at the same level. So having that step up really helps. It's not just about thresholds going between wood and tile, but it's also when homes have had additions and they're not at the same level. So having this lift you up is really good. You also have your sweeper here, which comes out really nicely when it comes out to actually clean and sweep and bring things in. All of this is, again, improved when it comes to its ability to navigate and its ability to clean. Now, the other thing that we'll highlight is that this roller has been used a lot. And you'll see in the test, we actually had tomato sauce. We had, I would say, liquids and things that would stain a roller. But because this cleans and air dries itself with hot water, it basically keeps this feeling brand new. So that when you touch these, it's nice and soft, it's not hard, and it's not smelly. Now, in the back of the robot, you'll see this is, again, where the loading and unloading of debris as well as the charging takes place. Now, inside of this working area, what you have is your tray, and this tray is removable, so you can take this out so you can see what's going on here. And it does have almost like a filtration system right here, a strainer, so that as dirt and anything gets deposited, this makes it really easy for you to clean it. But you'll see this is very, very clean, and we've been running this robot on a daily basis, cleaning our floors and going through the entryway. I have some stuff right here, not a lot of stuff, but this has been relatively clean throughout this entire process. Now, what you'll notice is that once it goes into this roller area and it actually gets cleaned up, what you have over here is the suction area. So this suction area right here is where your debris gets sucked in that goes into the tank that we saw above. Now, anytime you start the robot, the very first thing that it's going to do is wash the mop. So that's one of the things that you'll have to be aware of, especially if you're going to be using all the modes. Now, you can turn off wash and only do vacuum if that's something that you want to do. But what I typically do is I leave the robot with all the settings. So it will basically wash the mop, and it's kind of like almost like pre-wetting it, kind of to an extent. And then basically what it will do is it will come out. So that's going to take a couple seconds before it kicks off. It's not something that I really find disturbing in any way or that delays my process, because I literally just hit the button and I don't pay attention. But that's just one thing, that there's a process that it goes through before it comes out, making sure that everything is set and ready to go. Plus, it's going to be filling its tank. And remember, there's a couple things that it's going to also do. It's going to be dosing itself with the detergent, and there's the mild detergent, and then there's the heavy duty detergent. And we're going to see how that really works as we get into this area here, because I'm really looking forward to how that's going to do. So once the robot is released from the docking station, after it's ready, we'll go ahead and see how well it does as it comes through this obstacle course. And we can see, and I'm going to go ahead and pan out because it already released itself. You can see where it's coming from all the way over there. That's kind of like my robot corral where we have a lot of our robots. And the other thing I'll highlight about this robot is that when this robot comes out this way, you're going to see it's going to go over the threshold right there. It's quiet. It's quiet and it's fast. It's a little bit thicker than some of the other robots from a height perspective. And there's a dog poop. All right. It's right now looking at the area because this is actually a defined zone. But you'll notice that it didn't hit the poop. So far, let's see if it does well. Here it comes. Here it comes. And so right now it's actually sweeping and it's also mopping. You can see the slight moisture that it's leaving behind it. So it's doing everything it's supposed to do right there from the very beginning. And then you could also see right here how close it's coming to the corner. So it's doing really, really nice. Now, here's a poop trap. And you'll notice how it stopped. Let's see. All right. And this is kind of extreme, right? Because I have things placed all around it. So I have the food over there. I got the poop over there. I want it to make sure that it avoids the poop, but it sucks up the dirty or the dog food grounds. Now it's coming back, and then you can see it wants to continue where it was working. It sees the poop coming over to the edge, and now it's going to have the cord. Saw the cord. Oh my God, this is awesome. Tomato sauce. Look at it. It's navigating around the cord. All right, that's impressive. I have to say it. That's impressive. Now here you'll see how close it's getting to the corners, right? So the sweeper is doing really well. The mop that comes out also gets really close. I'm going to pull back because I want to make sure that I'm not causing any of its confusion. And it's going to just do the tile area. That's what I have it configured for. And I'm going to pick up this cord that I have here. This is actually what I was using to dry up the tomato sauce. And while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the app so that we can see what's going on in the app. Now, ECOVAC has been working with robots for a very, very long time. And they have, again, one of the most mature apps on the market. So we can see right here where the robot is now kind of making its way around where we put our shoes and our boots, right? We have that little area. And the good thing is that they did not climb right on top of it. You can see how that roller is extending. It's just working its way around it. And you can see the little light is lighting up so it can see where it's going. And you'll see on the map that the robot, actually when it did its first mapping, it mapped my entire home. And I was able to break things down into zones. And this is something that I typically do because our most trafficked floor area is the entry. So where you see the robot right now, and I have it labeled entryway, this is the area that I'll have the robot come out every other day, if not daily, to take care of, because this is where we come in and this is where we have the most traffic. Now we're going to come over here so we can see how it's going to do on this corner. So you'll notice right here, it's doing its thing. And I want to see how close it's going to get to the wall. So look at how close this is. That is super close. See that? So the cool thing about that is the whiskers are going to sweep up things right there. And then you're also going to have the roller taking care of that as well. And it's doing a really, really nice tight job there. And that's what you want from a quality robot. Now, so far, just to recap, poop test. We have poop number 1 over there, passed. Poop number 2, passed. It also then identified that cord, passed. Now we have one more poop test over there. We have the cups that we have there, and we're going to see if it identifies this as debris that it should pick up. We want to see it picked up. It's going to pick it up. I just want to see, does it know the difference, right? And then when it comes here, will it actually spray? Because we want to see that spray feature. Now, while we're waiting for the robot to come up, we're going to continue to look at what's going on here in the app. And like I said, on the app, you can see everything that's happening. The percentage of the area that's been cleaned, it says that 53% of it has been done. The activities that are taking place, you can see that there's sweeping, there's cleaning. You can see information on percentages. You can see also how many times it's going to clean. Which, by the way, that's another option. If you do have an area that gets trafficked a lot, you can actually have it go past more than once. I like that. You have a return to station, pause, and then dock. Oh, there's the poop. Let's see what it's going to do. What's it going to do? All right. I'm going to give it a pass. You'll notice that the whiskers touched it, but the robot itself was aware of it. It stopped. So the whiskers did touch it slightly. But I'm still going to give it a pass because it's very tight in that corner. But it did what it's supposed to do. That's pretty awesome. So it passed the three poop placements with, I would say flying stars. All right, dog food time. Excellent. So it identified the dog food. It picked up the dog food that was on the floor, and any of the I would say the loose material was also taken care of. That's what we wanted. Now, the last part of the test was actually cleaning the surface stain, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it do the spritz, but it did the spritz. I was on the opposite side. I didn't expect the robot to come from the back, and the robot did go back and forth a couple times, and it was able to clean everything that it needed to do. Now, you'll see here that there was some debris left there, but it went back and it did clean it up.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.